What if I told you the winds of change are not just whispers in Hollis Hall, but thunderous roars shaking the very foundation of our beloved Bears? Can you feel the electricity surging through the air, igniting the hopes of a fan base starved for glory? Something monumental is brewing, and it has the potential to either raise our spirits to the heavens or sink us into a pit of despair. This is not just another all-season rumor. Friends, strap in. Hit that like button. Get cozy and subscribe for every pulse-pounding shakeup because you won't want to miss this. Now, let's peel back the layers of what's been happening behind the scenes. Lurking in the shadows, murmurs have been echoing among insiders and league circles rumors swirling that the Bears were on the verge of a monumental decision in the 2024 NFL Draft. You heard me, right? The type of earth-shattering choice that keeps even the most seasoned fans on edge. Everyone thought it was a foregone conclusion that we'd snag the thunderbolt known as Caleb Williams, the can't-miss generational talent, but hold your horses. Somewhere along the lines, our front office deemed another quarterback worthy of that coveted number 1 pick. And it was none other than J.J. McCarthy. That's right, the same J.J. McCarthy who just led Michigan to glory, whose name made waves. During Combine Week, imagine the outrage, the heartbreak if we had taken him instead of Williams. This was a calculated risk that could have gone tragically wrong, displaying the quintessential Bears way of fumbling greatness. A coach's meeting here, a gut feeling there, could it have turned into a franchise-altering mistake? Can you picture Ryan Poles, our general manager, contemplating a choice that defied reason, pulling a classic Bears move that may have left U.S. questioning our future for years to come? The room erupts with hot takes, and with each personal anecdote from Greg Holcomb, a quarterback coach who brushed shoulders with the front office, comes the nagging what if. Could we have been entrusting our hopes to a player who has yet to prove himself on an NFL stage, all while disregarding a transcendent talent in Williams? It makes you shiver, doesn't it? Yet amidst this nail-biting tableau, there's a flicker of optimism. Thankfully, our Bears landed the right prospect. And let's not forget the eerily familiar panic that plagues our city's football culture. We all remember the ghosts of bad decisions, of missed opportunities, and the gut-wrenching choices that have kept us yearning for the days of Peyton, Ehrlicher, and Hester, a mix of hope and ache coursing through our veins. So, what does this mean for the Bears and for us, their loyal fan base? Could J.J. be the next great quarterback to emerge in the league, or did we narrowly escape another cliché of Bears history? Let's be honest. Anytime there are doubts, there's a flicker of danger lurking in the air. As we question our fate, breathing life into what-if discussions, we can't help but feel a thrill rush down our spines. What if Caleb Williams becomes the shining beacon of Chicago football? What if we find ourselves standing tall once again, on the shoulders of a legend? Or what if, just what if, the Bears plunge back into mediocrity through yet another miscalculation? But the suspense doesn't stop there. Hold on to that seat, because things just might get crazier. In the heart of this suspense hangs another bombshell. Just as the excitement of the draft's bid decision was settling, the Bears pulled in a former Pro Bowler for a workout. Who might it be, you ask? None other than DJ Chark, the veteran, wide receiver with a Rolodex of connections to our offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. What does this mean for a Bears team in dire need of a reliable target? And in the chaos of training camp, that's the part that taunts us, isn't it? Does Chark's presence suggest a shift in philosophy, aiming not just for quantity, but for quality, a chance to amplify our passing game? With all those questions swirling in our heads like a tornado churning through the windy city, we're on the brink of something transformative. Time is ticking down. The countdown to training camp is about to hit its high notes. You need to stay with us as we venture deeper into this whirlwind. The implications of Chark joining the team as a camp body could spark the kind of explosive offense we've dreamt of, or it could only function as a flicker before going out just like so many dreams we've held before. Where will this lead? U.S. How will these moves orbit around the true stars of our roster? the answers are closer than we think. But here's the chilling reality. The clock is ticking, and secrets lie hidden in the shadows. Just what will happen when we take the field. Again? One thing's for sure. You won't want to miss a second of the eruption of drama unfolding within our beloved Bears this offseason. Stay tuned, because part 2 is right around the corner, and you better believe it's going to shake the foundations of the NFL. Buckle up. Ladies and gentlemen, Bears fans, I stand before you today not just to share in our collective anguish, but to awaken something deep within each of us that's been dormant for far too long. As we wring our hands over the next iteration of our beloved Bears, we must come together and ask ourselves, do we dare to believe again? Do we summon the strength to stand on the shoulders of legends like Dick Butkus, Walter Payton, Mike Singletary, and determine that we will not allow this franchise to be diminished by momentary failures? The air is thick with anticipation, but lurking beneath is that old familiar dread. Fourth quarter collapses that singe our hearts, like the bitter chill of a December wind sweeping off the lake, biting into our souls. Now, imagine if our franchise finally breaks free from the chains that bind it to mediocrity. What kind of storm would that unleash? We're all feeling it, aren't we? Those 2010 dreams shattered by the Green Bay offense, bending our collective hearts in two. Or the 2018 season's double doink that shook us to our core, so close, yet the ground beneath us crumbled. If anything, this Bears team rides a narrow line between resurgence and calamity, and the very same locker room that exudes camaraderie could easily fracture under the weight of expectations. What if our young quarterback, soaking in this immense pressure, starts to feel the anxious whispers from every level, including a front office that maybe isn't as committed as they should? B? What if the Packers, slinking around with their usual smugness, find renewed vigor in our missteps, feeding on our failures like a wolf sniffing out the scent of an injured deer? And let's not forget the Lions, hungry and eager to stake their claim, while the Vikings sharpen their claws, waiting for the first glimmer of weakness to capitalize on. Every passing moment brings us closer to a pivotal choice. Every day at Hollis Hall resonates with history. The scars of the 1985 Super Bowl champions, the crushing blows of 2006 and 10, replaying in echo chambers of our weary minds, reminding use of both the heights of glory and the depths of despair. Where do we fit into this rich narrative now, as we tap our drinks nervously while watching the future unfold? Our choices today will haunt us tomorrow, but are they laying the groundwork for redemption, or merely sending us spiraling into the cycle of disappointment we've known all too well? Picture this, that iconic blue and orange helmet adorned with the fierce determination of our past, dragging behind the weight of years filled with uncertainty. Perhaps we can feel it again, the electric thrill of Hester returning a kick, that unparalleled joy igniting Soldier Field under Friday night lights, the rhythm of that Bears fight song pulsing through our veins like a call to arms. Yet, lurking just outside the immediacy of our hope is the memory of greats who once walked the halls of Hollis Hall. Legends who would cringe at these moments we endure together, witnessing with disbelief as promise turns into peril. Bears fans, as we sit at this crossroads, we find ourselves holding our breaths, trying to catch the same fiery spirit that defined our legacy, while unsure if it's just an image fading beneath the weight of time and mismanagement. What if the pivot we need occurs, but manifests in a way we had never imagined? A dawning realization that forces us to reckon with not just what has happened, but what might still come. Can we dare to hope while bracing against the fear, with every game, every down, serving as both a remedy and a poison? But what if we miss this chance, failing to capture the resurgence we so desperately crave, drowning beneath another season of missed opportunities and bad decisions? We can't afford to drift back into complacency. We owe ourselves this fervor, this passion, ignited by the memory of battles fought and dreams resurrected. I implore you to reach deep within, peel back the layers of doubt, and resolve that this season will not be another blip in our collective suffering, but the very crucible that forges us into what we have always known ourselves to be, winners. The question remains, will we rise? Will we finally become the team that our history deserves? Or will we simply become another ghost in this long, winding tale of the Chicago Bears?